The surviving kidnapping victims, Eric Williams and Latavia McGee, were returned to the U.S. and admitted to Valley Regional Medical Center in Brownsville, Texas. One of McGee's family members told CBS News the group was traveling from South Carolina so she could get a cosmetic procedure, and said McGee had been to the region before for similar reasons.
Mexican authorities have arrested one suspect with alleged ties to a drug cartel. The Memphis City Council has approved new police reform. Nichols' brutal police beating. Correspondent Steve Cathan.
They include more reviews of police training and excessive force cases, and they require officers to use only marked vehicles for routine traffic stops. Council Vice Chairman J.B. Smiley.
We have a ways to go when we talk about reforming police culture, but I am elated to see that the council members did what was right.
5 former Memphis officers have been charged with murder in the Nichols case.
A jury in Alameda County, California, has awarded $8 million to a black family detained by sheriff's deputies at a Starbucks parking lot in Castro Valley. The law prevails for a bathroom break during a road trip from Las Vegas to Berkeley College. Body cam video shows officers handcuffing them and holding them in a patrol car without citing a crime. Federal investigators are looking into Tesla's Model Y SUV. Here's CBS's Cammie McCormick.
The investigation comes after 2 complaints that steering wheels have come off while being driven. In those 2 cases, the Model Ys were apparently delivered to customers with a missing bolt that holds the wheel to the steering column. The NTSB's investigation will now look into 120,000 of the vehicles from the 2023 model year.
It'll still be against the law for fun in Oklahoma. Our Matt Piper explains.
Voters in Oklahoma said no to a state question, the only one on the ballot, to allow recreational use of marijuana. It would have legalized pot for those 21 and older. The state has embraced medical marijuana with some 400 dispensaries in Oklahoma City alone, but voters decided against going further.
Train passengers in the Northeast will have to swear off beer and wine for just a bit. The cafe car on the Downeaster from Maine to Boston won't be selling booze as usual as it travels through a portion of New Hampshire. Law there forbids serving alcohol that hasn't been purchased in the state. Yes News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This is Rachel from the SBRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Support our all-year-round market with delicious eats and retail therapy. Global flavors from El Farlito, American favorites from Iron Dragon Pastries, retail therapy from Jazzy Social Tea. Now open, we welcome Sips, serving gourmet coffee and more. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SBRC Marketplace at 203 South Washington. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Offering lunch specials, full bar with over 20 Michigan and local brews on tap, and the best burgers on Riverfront. Get on board with your choice of Michigan beer, cider, mimosa, and whiskey flights. Have a special event? We offer food and alcohol catering inside and off-site. Contact us at 989-751-0133. For more information, get on board and support small.
Finding great candidates to hire can be, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 31 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Two men were arrested after allegedly leading police on a chase before trying to hide in people's homes. According to the state police, just after midnight Tuesday morning, troopers responded to a crash in the 3200 block of Bay Road. Police say the vehicle had been involved in a pursuit by Bay County Sheriff's deputies before the chase was terminated at the county line. According to investigators, several miles into Saginaw Township, the driver lost control of the truck and crashed into a utility pole, causing a localized power outage. The 21-year-old driver from Bay City and his passenger, a 27-year-old man from Standish, allegedly attempted to hide from police by entering several nearby homes, leading to 911 calls from residents. The two men were arrested and charged with several felonies in Saginaw County. Police say they'll also face charges related to the original chase in Bay County. Bay City Commissioners voted against a disorderly conduct ordinance on Monday. The ordinance was introduced February 20th in order to maintain control of city commission meetings, which sometimes went into recess after outbursts from attendees. The ordinance stated anyone who disrupts a city commission meeting after being warned can be charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct. However, the commission majority turned down the proposed ordinance in a 4-5 vote. Several animals were taken from a Cotchville Township animal shelter following a search by law enforcement Monday. According to the Saginaw County, a search warrant was executed at Amazing Grace Animal Rescue after a complaint regarding allegations included multiple public health violations. Officials say that as a result of the search, numerous severely sick cats and dogs were removed and taken to the Saginaw County Animal Care and Control. The incident is still under investigation, and no charges have been filed at this time. WSGW News Time 9:07.
We now call to order the meeting of extraordinary heroes. Thunderfoot, here. Mega Maiden.
Let's go.
Wheat Farmer.
What am I doing here?
You defeated Evil Dawn and saved your crop quality.
Well, yeah, I used Sphere X fungicide on my wheat and barley.
Keep your secrets, man.
No secret, just best-in-class dawn reduction.
So modest. A mighty hero indeed.
Be a hero with Sphere X fungicide from BASF.
Always read and follow label directions.
Walks down the high slot, hesitates, shoots when it scores! Zane Parekh, outstanding patience!
Spirit fans, after an action-packed week with two Spirit road wins, two Spirit players signing their first NHL contracts, and Spirit goalie Tristan Lennox setting a franchise record with a 59-save game, your Spirit are back on home ice this Thursday, March 9th, to take on the Erie Otters at the Dow Event Center. Puck drops at 7:05. Join us for Opioid Awareness Night. Tickets online at SaginawSpirit.com or go in person at the Saginaw Spirit office on State Street. Game on, Spirit fans.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Legislation to repeal Michigan's right to work laws are expected to be up for votes in the State House today. The House Labor Committee has scheduled a 9 o'clock hearing to consider three bills, including restoring former provisions in collective bargaining rights, reenacting the prevailing wage, and requiring fees for non-union members as a condition of employment in the public sector. After winning the majority in last November's election, Democrats said repealing the right to work laws was one of their priorities. Republican legislators say Democrats are rushing through the pay cut plan to take hard-earned money from worker paychecks and give it to union lobbyists. $9 billion is the cost to maintain and fix Michigan roads now and into the future, according to a new report by public sector consultants for a coalition of construction trades and business groups. John Lamachias with the Michigan Municipal League says the funding gap will get worse if nothing is done.
As vehicles become more fuel efficient, as hybrids become more popular, and as electric vehicles become a significant part of every major auto manufacturer's future, the current way the state generates revenue for the Michigan Transportation Fund is not sustainable.
The report says the cost to maintain the roads could jump into more than $16 billion per year if there is limited or deferred maintenance. The coalition doesn't have a specific plan they'll be pushing, but say everything should be considered. It was a special day at the University of Michigan. Inaugurations took place yesterday for new president Santa Ono, who said Michigan is a proud public university with exceptional programs, but has faced challenges. After thanking his family, Ono said the world needs the University of Michigan now more than ever. He says the university is wrestling with racism, inequity, and injustice and grappling with the long-term impact of the COVID crisis. But he said they all must address the climate emergency. Ono is U of M's 15th president. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Perchop.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Sunny for today. Highs top out near 39 degrees. Winds north-northeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight it becomes mostly cloudy. Lows drop to 24. Winds remain north-northeast 5 to 10. Thursday, partial sun split times. Highs make it into the middle 30s. Winds northeast 5 to 15. Higher gusts possible. Thursday night, cloudy. Chance for snow developing after midnight. Lows fall back to 29. And then Friday, snow likely and temperatures hold steady in the region. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 26.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Well, indeed, Westside Decorating Center sponsors the Art Lewis Show, and they're located at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. With their newly expanded showroom, new product lineups, including countertops, you'll find it all for home decorating at Westside Decorating Center. Later on this morning, we're going to talk about colon cancer with Dr. James Grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. That'll be after 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, the MidMichigan K9 Academy will join us. But for the first part of this hour, we're going to talk about Bay City. And we're going to do that with the Bay City manager, and she is Dana Muscott. Dana, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
How are you?
I am doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, too. Before we get into, I have a couple of topics I want to touch on this morning. Before I get into that, though, are you satisfied with the bridge partners' work so far on the bridges?
So, yes. I mean, we're working, to get to where we need to be. We do have a lot going on right now. People are trying to get their transponders. People are frustrated because, they can't get them right away. They're not getting their email. So we're working along UBP to try and help with some of those situations. Got to look for the positive in all of this, right? So we're trying to help people in our community get their transponders and make them understand the tolling aspects of it.
From the demand side of the transponders, are you satisfied people will use that bridge?
I think so. I mean, it's a main road, going through our community. I think people are going to do that. We have construction coming up on Lafayette, so we're going to have to use the other bridges. And then Independence is going to happen as well. So we're going to have two bridges under construction, hopefully not at the same time, because that would be a major issue with traffic going through our city. But I think people are going to go back to their old habits driving over those bridges.
All right. While we're talking about streets and things like that, summer closures coming up, feet on the street.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to be happening this year? What's it going to be like this year?
Oh, yeah. So this year, just like last year, we're going to have a lot of closures in Bay City. We are spending our ARPA funds. So we have a busy construction season. So expect a lot of detour signs. We have a lot of chip and seal, asphalt overlay projects. We have a lot of resurfacing projects. I think we have 5 of those going. We have need to get repaired, and we have lead line replacement. So we have a lot going on this year.
And what about the closures for businesses? Midland Street, Saginaw. What's going to happen there through the summer anyway?
Right. So referring to feet on the street, so we had made a decision, the city commission had made a decision that we were going to have all the streets open, just completely open, and people were going to utilize their sidewalk cafes. So interesting that you asked me that today, because Monday night, a commissioner brought forward a resolution to close Saginaw Street only. So Saginaw Street, which is, where Oak City Hall is, where Populous is, right there where Timothy Cigars, like all of those businesses on that street, it'll be closed for the summer between Memorial Day and Labor Day. So they can do some programming out in the street again like they did last year, and people can dine, and then we can have concerts out in that area. So we did a little bit of a twist Monday just to include Saginaw Street.
And in the Midland corridor, Midland Road, what happens there? The Midland Business District.
So Midland Street, they're going to just have the sidewalk cafe option. I don't know if you recall, years ago, we redid that main road through Midland Street and widened their sidewalk to allow them to have extra room for sidewalk cafes. And they can also go out into the street so many feet to make that wider. So for this summer, they're just going to have the sidewalk cafe.
Weekends, it's going to be open anyway?
So weekends, they do have the opportunity, just as like 3rd Street and Center Avenue, Midland Street and Lynn, they can apply for a special event permit where they can close from Thursday through Sunday if they have a special event. So just for an example, if they have something going on for St. Patrick's Day next weekend, which is our big in Bay City on the following weekend, they can have an event out there and we'll close the streets for that. So it'll be similar to a full closure, but just a shortened area Thursday through Sunday.
All right, since you brought it up, it was one of my subjects. St. Patty's Day Parade, all set for this year. That is a big time, isn't it?
Oh, it is such a big time in Bay City. I get really excited about St. Patrick's Day. So we had the Queen in her court at our meeting on Monday night, so they got introduced to the commission. And the parade is on Sunday the 19th. I believe it's at 2 o'clock. It's usually the time that they have it. We have the run before it, the St. Pat races, which is such a huge event. There's so many runners and walkers. It's just amazing. And then we go right into the parade. Obviously, it's like the largest St. Patrick's Day parade in Michigan, and it's just a really fun time for the community to come out.
And you close that road, you have to do that in cooperation with the state, don't you? Because that is an M road.
We do. And that's really a hard task. I don't know if people understand, but getting an MDOT road, a state road closed, that's a really tough task. And they have been so cooperative over, I don't know how many years. I've been here 23 years, and they've been doing it so long before that they closed that main corridor to allow for the parade. But we get so many entries. I mean, we get people even coming from Canada that are in the parade. It's just so fun.
All right, Dana, hang on. I got some other questions for you when I come back here on WSGW. We're talking to Dana Muscott. She is the city manager of Bay City. More ahead.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My channel seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
In farming, you know being early means you're right on time. That's why the Roundup Ready Extend crop system created the Spray Early Weed Control Guarantee. When you spray before or at planting, you can protect your investment and give your farm an advantage all season long. Find the tools and resources you need to spray early and guarantee your weed control at RoundupReadyExtend.com/spray early. Guarantee is subject to program terms and conditions. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio. And Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills. Schedule an appointment Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Democrats just want to win the next election, and they're trying to do it with ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. It is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. Text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
Finding great candidates to hire. Trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to a business of your choice. It's the WSGW Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Enter online at WSGW.com. When you enter, you choose the business you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you're drawn as the winner. Businesses include Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Bay Landscaping, M&R Garage Door and Openers, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Midland Sand Company, The Tech Laboratory, All Seasons Heating and Cooling, Delta Door Sales, Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, Roof Max, Patriot Carpet Cleaning, Cranes L&M Appliance, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Westside Decorating Center, Big Ick Nursery and Garden Center, Mid-Michigan Garage Door, Bonifant Cabinetry, Woolfiles Ace Hardware. The Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Deadline to enter is March 24th. Enter online at WSGW.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, the liberal. Stay safe and don't wear a mask. I can't wait to find out who that is.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We're chatting with Dana Muscott. She is the city manager of Bay City. So, Dana, a couple of things. Going back to Monday's meeting, there was a resolution presented on unruliness at the commission meetings that was defeated 5-4. Give us an idea what that was all about, would you?
So the resolution that was defeated, it talked about disorderly conduct in the chambers. And so that related to everybody in the chambers, whether it be somebody, it's okay, if somebody at the podium, a commissioner, a staff member, it was a blanket across. And what it did was making disorderly conduct, so the commissioners decided that they, we already have an ordinance that says you can't be disorderly in the chambers, but they were making it more have teeth in case something happens. I'm sure you realize, like everybody else in the world, people are coming to the podiums and various commission meetings all over and swearing and, just saying things that aren't appropriate. And so they wanted to make it more of a criminal act, but it got defeated. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. We're just going to go on with the disorderly conduct ordinance.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in this day and age, of course, when the Founding Fathers gave us free speech, they were most worried about political speech. So it's one of the hardest things to control. And we've seen, you're right, we've seen the results of that, if you will. So let's take a look at 2022 for the city of Bay City. When you look back over the year, What'd you like, and what were the disappointments?
Yeah, so I think a couple things that I really liked. We invested some of our ARPA money into what we have called Hey Bay City. I'm sure people have seen that plug coming out of our community. It's a talented team of Phil Ike, and there's Marlena Cork that is working for the Chamber of Commerce, and we jointly gave them money with Bay County, with Jim Barsha and his team, to make this investment in our community. And what they're doing is there's a new website that features stories about our community, our workers, about workforce development, and then other job opportunities in Bay City. We have found that storytelling is super important for our community. It's a great way for us to communicate and lead in this community. So we're really excited about that. We had a really strong year of building permits again. We had lots and lots of building permits, and we had over $6 million for construction value in 2022. So that was a good thing. We also have some economic development things from GM. GM made a big announcement this past year in our community that they were investing money, $216 million, which is huge for Bay City. So, we always worry about those manufacturing plants if they're going to still stay in your community, and they just keep making investments here in Bay City. So that's promising for us.
Disappointments?
Disappointments, I can't think off the top of my head. I'm a big cheerleader for Bay City, so I think if anything comes across my desk that's a disappointment, we're going to turn it around and make it good, right? So I can't think of anything, Art. I know that sounds crazy, but I just can't.
No, that's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You mentioned Jim Barsha and the county. What's the relationship between the city and the county now?
Oh, it's good. Jim and I have always had a good relationship. Even though he's a politician and I'm not, him and I have gotten along well. People have always said that there's something going between the two boards. There never is. I mean, we have a good working relationship with their staff and with Jim Barsha. Jim Barsha and I just went out to lunch last week and discussed projects in the city and the county and how we can coordinate funds. And it's always been very promising. So we have a great relationship.
If there was a disappointment in that relationship, would it be that the county stayed clear of the bridge issue?
Yeah. Early on, we did have those discussions. My board with their board, they had discussions. And, I think people need to understand that, Barsha did go and try and get funds for the city, for the bridges. It was really difficult because the funds that we needed, the county didn't have to give to us. We didn't think a millage would pass in this community for countywide because it would have to be huge. There are people that say that the county should have helped us, but I think if they understood the whole picture, it really was untouchable for anybody in this community with the dollar amount that's tied to it.
Well, let's take a look at the immediate future. What's happening in Bay City aside from the St. Patty's Day parade coming up that you're looking forward to in the next couple of months?
So, ironically, today, so it was good timing, we are having two big press conferences. At 10 o'clock, we have one at the State Theater for Rockin' the River concert. So all the concerts are going to be announced by Mike Bacciagalupo. So that's really exciting. He has 9 different dates that he is releasing today with names. So we're really excited to hear who's coming to Bay City. It's one of my favorite things during the summer is to go down to Winona Park and enjoy a concert. And he's had some big names come in for those concerts. And then at noon, we have another press conference for the Bay City Fireworks Festival. I'm assuming that they are also announcing their concerts and some of their events that they're having for this year's celebration.
Downtown Bay City has always thrived when other communities have failed. What's the secret?
Yeah. I think the secret is the riverfront. We have always utilized that riverfront to every piece that we can. We draw people to the water. We love seeing boats pull up, to enjoy concerts and to dock there and get off and come into our downtown. We have a great team now that's leading our Downtown Development Authority and Downtown Management Board, and we just work well together. always planning events. Programming is always happening. That's how you got to get people to your city. And we're working close with the Convention and Visitors Bureau with Annie Rummel. And, she put wonderful billboards out on I-75 to get people off the expressway, to get to our community. And she's doing great programming as well. So.
And speaking of the riverfront, how far along is the Shaheen project uptown? And when will that little road open off the bridge?
That road, I keep saying it's going to open. So I know it's going to open soon because Starbucks is going in. That is almost done. I do look at it every single day. We're excited to have a Starbucks behind City Hall now. And right when you come off of the bridge, it's right there. So that road is going to have to be opened up to get to Starbucks. So we're really excited about that. I mean, he still, this past year, he did over $50 million past year because he put new businesses in. We got Prost, which is out in Frankenmuth, which was a huge enticement. People love to go down there to Prost. We have new living spaces again. So still investing going on there. And that road will open up when Starbucks is open.
And some of the things that are already in there, is the Brazilian restaurant still open?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
it's still
good.
open. I believe, I don't know if they're open for lunch, but I know that they were opening up at like 4 o'clock. But yes, it's still open. Yes,
Good.
we
I'll
have
have to get
Vinny's,
up there.
Vinny's for the pizzeria and real seafood and Uptown Grill places.
All kinds of good stuff. And that project, at what percentage would you put it as complete, where they're done, where they won't do any more?
I don't know. I don't know what Pete's plans are. He still has some property that he can build on, and if I know the Shaheen family,
They will.
I believe that they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going.
Yeah. There's been some suggestions that we've had it on the show of putting some kind of symbolic statue or something down by the water in that project. I've heard everything from the shovels, the big steam shovels, to all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
Might be an interesting
We
idea.
put a sculpture.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, we put a sculpture in there. Yeah, we put a sculpture in there this last summer for our relationship with Muscott, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty beautiful. It's right down by the riverfront, kind of right in the middle of his development. He was very, very gracious in donating property to us to allow us to do that.
All right. Well, Dana, it sounds like Bay City is humming along, as they say.
Yes.
Last words go to you. Anything we need to know?
No, I just think, looking forward to the summer and all of our events. Like I said, the start is St. Patrick's Day for Bay City for our events going forward. To make sure everybody shows up for that and enjoy our downtown and Midland Street business district. And that's all I have.
I know what I wanted to ask. St. Lawrence Brothers, where are they? There's no sale yet, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. We don't know what's going on. We all know that it was listed for sale, but I don't know if somebody's going to buy it and keep running it. We're hoping they do. That is a true treasure in downtown Bay City.
And
that really is.
It's still open, right?
It's still open, yeah.
Oh,
yes,
we have a caller question for you. They want to know about any plans for the aging fire stations.
Oh, for the fire stations?
Mm-hmm.
So are they? I'm assuming they're referring to. We just did a presentation to the commission about the fire stations. We are looking at maybe consolidating a couple fire stations. We have some PFAS issues at one of them that we had to clean up because back in the day we used foam.
Yep, right.
It's like every fire department in everywhere that used it. So we had to do some cleanup. And they're very old. Our fire departments are very, very old, and so we have to look at that infrastructure, put state-of-the-art things in so we can protect our community. So we're in the initial stages of looking at doing some different things for our fire stations. So more to come on that.
All right, Dana. Listen, thank you for your time as always.
Yes,
and
wonderful.
Look
Thank you for
forward,
having me.
You bet. Look forward to chatting with you again.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
All right. Yep. Bye-bye.
Dana Muscott, she is the city manager of Bay City, and we thank her for her time this morning. Obviously, there's a lot going on in Bay City, as you heard, and that's good for all of us because it is a great little destination, to say the least. All right, we will take a break. We come back. We'll have open phones for the remainder of this hour. And it's 989-752-6111.
The kitchen is more than a room. It's where food, family, and friends come together. As the heart of the home, it's also a reflection of you. I'm Dee, General Manager of Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery in Midland. I'd like to invite you into our showroom. We'll not only help you design your dream kitchen, but our experts also handle bathrooms, mudrooms, home office spaces, fireplaces, showers, and much more. Visit us online at Premier Kitchen and Bath. Let us help you design your dream space.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your BC Pass before April at BayCityBridgePartners.com.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is...
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called Select, found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-478-6688. That's 1-800-478-6688. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-478-6688. That's 1-800-478-6688. Select Quote. We shop. You save. Full details on example.com/commercials.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll banning TikTok. Citing national security concerns, the U.S. government has banned the use of TikTok on federal devices. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is Chinese-owned, and officials are concerned the Chinese government could access personal data. TikTok executives say that the Chinese government isn't asking for data, and even if they did, they wouldn't supply it anyway. Now there's even talk of banning TikTok in the entire country. Been some legislation introduced.
If it is a foreign-based technology that poses a national security risk, we're going to give the Secretary of Commerce the ability to do a series of mitigation up to and including banning.
The CEO of TikTok, by the way, is set to testify at a House Committee hearing on March 23rd. So what do you... Should it be banned from government devices but still be available to everybody else? Should it be completely banned in the country, not available at all? Or you don't think it should be banned at all for government or anyone else? Or you're not sure? Make your vote. You head to WSW.com. Scroll down the homepage. Find the poll box. Make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Nice to have you with us on this Wednesday morning, and we go to the phones. Owen is in Gladwin. Owen, good morning.
Good morning. I have a idea for you. I would like to see that you take about a week or a couple days, whatever, and go and invite every road commissioner or each county to ask them if they have a road funding package or what they're doing to plan on fixing roads or how they're going to fix roads.
Wow. It's a great idea, but there are so many of them. That's an interesting idea, Owen. I'll tell you what, Owen. I'll tell you what. We will make inquiries and get that information, and we will certainly try and get some of the representatives from the bigger road commissions on. And it'll take time. We can't do it all in like 1 week and do one, but we'll spread them out and we will get them on. But that's a good idea. It's a great idea, and we'll see what we can do.
Because if I had it my way, if I was a governor, that $9.3 billion surplus is I would put $5 million towards roads or county roads. But there's a catch. Each county that I give money to has to have a road funding package already in place before I will give any money to help that county out.
The problem is some of those funds may be restricted and can't be used for that. It would be nice if it could, because there was a story today that they said it's going to take something like $9 billion to take care of the road problems in Michigan. I don't know if that number was correct. I think it is. But anyway, I think that, some of that money definitely should go to local road projects, not state highways and not federal highways. I know that a lot of the bond money that they got was totally restricted and can only go to state roads and state highways and federal roads. But it's the county roads and the city roads that really need the help today.
And I've been thinking that the cities and counties should ask or get their voters to vote in a road funding package before they get.
Well, some have it already. Some have it already. All right, good enough, Owen. Great idea. Thanks.
Our county always has had it for 40 years.
Yep.
A road funding package.
Okay.
So
good enough. Appreciate it.
That's just a small idea out there.
I got it. Thanks, Owen. Have a good one, buddy. Let's move on to Mike in Bay City. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Are you ready for tomorrow night hunting game?
Yeah. I hope they do well. Well, they've clinched their playoff spot. Now they just have to, keep the hammer down.
Yeah, they do. Why don't you get the coach on there?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
Why don't you get the coach on the radio?
Because he's busy.
Come on, he can't be that busy.
I actually, no, he is. He really is, because he's on the ice every day with the kids, and he's in his office all the time. I get the general manager on from time to time, Dave Drinkle, and he can pretty well answer for him. Trust me.
He can tell us what team is going to.
If when the season's over before the playoffs start, we will try and get Chris Lazary on for a little bit, see if we can get him on the coach.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mike. Bye-bye now. Yeah, if you hadn't been following it, the Saginaw Spirit have clinched a playoff spot. Now it's just a matter of keeping the hammer down and fine-tuning things and getting ready for the playoffs. There's still, several home games left in the season yet. I think the season officially ends like on the 25th or 6th or something like that. But tomorrow night, they play at home, and Saturday is a big game because Saturday is the Hockey for the Homeless game, and I will be there to do the auction at the end of the game for the jerseys. So we look forward to making some good money for the Hockey for the Homeless and Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Always a good time, and that one always draws a good crowd, and you can get tickets, advanced charity tickets. I think if you went to R3M online, they may have something there that you could find out more about the tickets, or maybe even the Saginaw Spirit website. So there. Lines open for you. Whatever you want to talk about, up till the top of the hour. All ahead here on WSGW. I want to talk to you for a minute about my friends at McDonald Ford, the McDonald family. And I've mentioned many times that while it's a Ford dealership, they have lots of different brands in their pre-owned market. And I'm driving another one today. They swapped vehicles with me yesterday. And this one, oh boy, do I like this. This happens to be a Ford, not one of the other brands. But it is a Ford Ranger. This is a 2022 Ford Ranger. And it has something on it that I had never heard of before. It has what's called a Tremor package. It's their off-road, their serious off-roading package on the Super Crew truck. And boy, is it loaded. It's got everything on it you can imagine. It's a Ford Ranger with the Tremor package. And I'm really liking this vehicle. I'm really liking this vehicle. You're going to find Chevys and Cadillacs and Jeeps and Lincolns too, even some foreign marks, all there on their pre-owned lot. And all of these vehicles, including the one I'm driving, have been through McDonald Ford's extensive 100-point inspection. And then, after you own the vehicle, you know that their service department stands behind everything at their dealership. Minor repairs, major repairs, doesn't matter. They take care of you. And they have the Drive Collision Center and the Quick Change Center. All there in one place, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. Stop out. Visit the McDonald family. Become a part of that family, as I have for many, 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 many years. McDonald Ford in Freeland. And remember, and I've said this before, they're community players too. They're not just there. They're not just there to take your money. They're there to give back to the community too. Recently, they literally paid off the Freeland High School library debt. McDonald Ford.
Dream it, book it, golf it. This season, head to the Island Resort and Casino, your Midwest golf destination, with 2 top-ranked courses in 2022. Sweetgrass, ranked number 10, and Sage Run, ranked number 20. Dramatically different, but equally exceptional. Visit islandresortgolf.com for package details. To book your package, call 877-ISL-GREEN. Stop dreaming of great golf. Start playing it at the Island. Book today for best availability.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh, no. He's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protect.
Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 85-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
It's turned over. Look out. Short-handed breakaway. Sapavalov, and he scores. Matthias Sapavalov says thank you very much.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey returns this Thursday night as the Spirit hosts the Erie Outers at the Dow Event Center. Join Dylan Clark and Dennis Drozier as they bring you all the hard-hitting action beginning at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM. And if you want to go to the game for tickets, visit SaginawSpirit.com.
Your Saginaw Spirit 5 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Headline caught my attention because it's so rare. Oklahoma voters reject legalizing recreational marijuana. I can't recall the last one I saw that rejected it. But Oklahoma voters have rejected legalizing marijuana. It would have become the 22nd state to legalize it. I think it's also time the federal government take it off the controlled substance list. Because, to go into business, for example, into the marijuana business, you cannot deposit in any bank insured by the National Deposit Insurance Corporation. So they really need to get their act together. The horse is out of the barn, the door's closed, the horse is not going back. I think it's time they take it off the controlled substance list. Treat it like they do cigarettes. Let's talk to Mark in Farwell today. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
All right.
Hey, there was on the news I saw 4 black individuals that went to Mexico and 2 were shot. And
What's the difference what color they are?
Well, because all lives matter. So I was looking to see when Al Sharpton and the Black Lives Matter bus was going to go down to Mexico and racial injustice from the Mexicans for shooting black individuals. What station can I catch that on, you think?
Ciudad Nuevo. I don't know. It's not going to be on anything I know of. He's not going to go either.
It just seems like I see out there a lot of times. But that would have brought a lot of issues, not issues, but it would have opened up the border as far as people's eyes on seeing what's going on as a corruption and the cartels that are taking over the border down there.
I think this news story has done that. These people, first of all, the area they went to is classified as a Zone 4 area by the State Department, which is the highest warning level of do not travel. The highest.
That was a week prior. That was a week prior to them going there, I believe, right?
I don't know when it was done, but it was done. And that's the same designation they have on some of our biggest enemies. And so it's a very dangerous place because that's where the cartels are centered right now. And it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But
it is, and it's going to probably take 1 or 2 more unfortunate situations before we really do something about the border.
Well, but that, you could have done anything you wanted about the border. This wouldn't have stopped this. They legally crossed the border. They weren't illegals coming in here. They legally went into Mexico, driving their own car. You could do all you want at the border. It wouldn't stop that.
Well, fair enough. Okay.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Good enough, Mark.
I'll just get your thought.
Yep, thanks.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye now. Let's see here. Time-wise, we can probably squeeze another one if we get a call real quick. That border situation with 2 folks being killed and the other 2 being returned, 1 injured, 1 not. There have been a lot of warnings about Mexico. I can remember there were warnings about not traveling up into the mountains in some of the rural areas of Mexico that are unprotected because of gangs that will attack foreigners and so forth. I mean, listen, any foreign travel, whether it's close by like Mexico or even Canada for that matter, you need to be aware of your surroundings, and you need to do a little research to find out where to go and where not to go. I can remember many years ago when we had our tour business, we did a cruise, and if I'm not mistaken, one of the places we stopped was in Venezuela. You had to take a motor coach in, and people were warned, only go on our tours, do not go individually. Well, there was a doctor and his wife on the trip who should have known better, and they decided they knew better. So they took a taxi cab all the way in, I think it was Caracas, if I'm not mistaken. But they took the cab in, and guess what? They were accosted. They ripped him off of all his money and his Rolex watch. Got jewelry from her. And they came back to the ship complaining because they were ripped off. When the ship made it very, very clear in big print and lots of announcements, don't go alone. But they did. And then they were complaining about the results. Well, you make your bed, you lie in it, the old saying. So, I mean, if you're going to travel anywhere, know your surroundings. Know the do's and don'ts. Keep yourself out of trouble.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting my next seminars in Bay City on Wednesday, March 15th. I'll be at the DoubleTree Hotel at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
And due to overwhelming response, Carol has now added a noon session.
They always fill up, so if you're interested in attending, please call my office at 993-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
PM right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
All right. That'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back. We'll start the second hour talking to Dr. James Grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. It's Colon Cancer Awareness Month. And then we'll have more open phones after that discussion. Before we get to that, though, we have news from CBS. That's the national and international report for you. And we'll also have the local report on the region and the state. And then I will return with more. We'll talk to you right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Paul Gauguin Cruises.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. It's been debated since the pandemic began. Where did from? Lawmakers are holding a hearing on Capitol Hill right now.
The Atlantic Council senior fellow James Metzel was blunt, blaming China for doing everything it can to block investigations into where the COVID-19 pandemic started. But Metzel says,
there can be no doubt that a research-related origin remains a very serious possibility, if not a distinct probability.
Metzel stresses that the world is entering globalization where risks are increasing, including the possibility of pandemics far worse than COVID-19. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
An update on the case of the 4 Americans violently kidnapped in northern Mexico. 2 were killed. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Brownsville, Texas.
Mexican officials are still investigating while U.S. officials are working to get the bodies back of the other 2 victims on American soil, but we don't have a timetable for that just yet.
They could go from snowbound to waterlogged in parts of California. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate.
Now we have that atmospheric river set up once again, which takes deep Pacific moisture all the way down from around the Hawaiian Island chain, takes it right on up into the west coast of the United States.
There are fears of severe flooding. Newly released court documents in Dominion's lawsuit against Fox show former President Trump spread lies about the 2020 election on purpose. And Fox host Tucker Carlson, who received hours of video from the January 6th attack, continued to spread the disinformation. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
CBS News caught up with Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who said he has no regrets about sharing video with Carlson, but is yet to release it to other news organizations.
Look, I didn't see what was aired. What I want to do exactly is give the transparency to everybody, and everybody can make them do it.
This is International Women's Day. The UN has named Taliban-ruled Afghanistan the worst country for women and girls. Correspondent Vicki Barker.
Takeover. The Taliban have banned girls' education beyond 6th grade, banned women from most jobs, forbade them to visit parks and gyms, and ordered them to cover themselves from head to toe. The UN condemning policies that leave most women and girls prisoners in their own homes.
Prince Harry's headed to court in London. A high court has ruled his lawsuit against the publisher of the Daily Mail will go to trial in May. The Duke of Sussex alleges the tabloid Mirror Group hacked his phone. Today's announcement raises the prospect Harry could enter the witness box around the time his father, King Charles, is coronated. This is CBS News.
CBS News is brought to you by Paul Gauguin Cruises. Artfully authentic, all-inclusive year-round cruising to Tahiti and the South Pacific. Visit pgcruises.com today.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed, reading all that trial data. Weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience. With products like Sonic Herbicide, you'll be complementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect every acre at Corteva.us.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my... Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing is every day.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalize this ad for Amber, who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, I'm the cute one, here to tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you is saving. And I'm the other boy in the band everyone forgot about.
At libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 31 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Charges against a former teacher in Genesee County have been dropped after a key witness failed to appear in court. Eugene Pratt was accused of first-degree criminal sexual conduct due to allegations from a former student of Beecher Community Schools in Flint. Pratt appeared in court on Tuesday, but the complainant in the case was not there to testify. Without enough evidence to go to trial, Genesee District Court Judge Tabitha Marsh dismissed the charge of criminal sexual conduct without prejudice, meaning prosecutors may file the case in the future. One Saginaw Bay Regulated Navigation Area, or RNA, will be deactivated this week after only 25 days of being in effect. The Coast Guard enforces the restriction every year while significant ice is on the bay to protect ice fishermen and others. This year, the RNA went into effect February 5th, but the Coast Guard will be lifting it at 5 p.m. Thursday due to a short ice, no ice buildup. Enjoy free books and all-you-can-eat pancakes to celebrate National Reading Month by attending the Read Association of Saginaw County's 15th annual Books for Breakfast. The event takes place this Saturday from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at the Hunger Solutions Center at 940 East Genesee. The cost for each ticket at the door is $3, with children under 1 attending for free. Families can enjoy a morning filled with a pancake breakfast, character costumes, storytelling, and free books for all children attending. Attendees are encouraged to bring canned goods to the event to help support Hidden Harvest and the Eastside Soup Kitchen. For each can donated, participants will receive a chance to win additional books in a drawing. Winners of the 20 writing contest will be announced at 9:45. For information and volunteer opportunities, like them on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or visit readinsaginaw.org or call 989-755-8402. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you 5% APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Kapoco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today and grow faster with the best financial support. Short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit kapoco.org for more information or talk to a member service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The HBA of Saginaw is proud to host their annual home show March 18th and 19th, once again at the SVSU Writer Center. Sponsored by Builders First Source. Our exhibitors are sure to match your remodeling or building needs. Enter raffles, prize giveaways, and a scavenger hunt. New this year at 2 p.m. on Saturday, watch as local middle schools construct mini homes. Join us March 18th from 9 until 7 and March 19th from 11 until 5. Visit Saginaw Home Show information, including how to get a discount on your entry fee.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Michigan Court of Appeals has heard arguments about whether the parents of a teen shooter can be charged in the death of 4 students. Prosecutors defended their decision to charge James and Jennifer Crumley with involuntary manslaughter. They say Ethan Crumley's disturbing drawings and his fascination with guns should have been a wake-up call for his parents. 4 students were killed at Oxford High School in 2021. Ethan Crumley has pleaded guilty to murder. Lawyers for his parents say it was not foreseeable the boy would commit a mass shooting at his school. Michigan House Speaker Joe Tate says a ban on assault weapons is something state lawmakers should examine. Luke Sloan has the details.
Tate, a Democrat representing Detroit, says a ban could be the next phase of legislation tackling gun violence. Representative Jeffrey Pepper of Dearborn has already introduced a bill to ban the sale of assault weapons, but it did not advance. Pepper's proposal would have allowed people who already own assault weapons to keep the guns as long as they're registered with Michigan State Police. 9 states have laws in place that ban the sale of assault weapons. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
A poem by Patricia Clark, Grand Valley Professor Emerita of Writing and former Poet Laureate of Grand Rapids, is set to be launched to the moon as part of a Lunar Codex project. The poem, Astronomy in Perfect Silence, will be part of a time capsule headed to the moon in 2024. Lunars say they're using surplus payload space for multiple moon missions to archive the works of more than 30,000 artists from around the world on the moon. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a good deal of sunshine with high temperatures working up into the upper 30s. Lower winds out of the north and northeast at 5 to 15. Then for tonight, partly cloudy, dropping back to a low of 25. For Thursday, clouds in the increase with mid-30s for high temperatures. And then Thursday night, we'll have snow developing late, around an inch of nighttime snowfall, low of 28 degrees. Snow then likely on Friday, around 3 inches of snowfall, breezy northeast winds, a high of 32. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 26 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the questions that express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Indeed, that's right. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw, with their newly expanded showroom and expanded product lines, too. They are now carrying quartz and granite countertops at Westside Decorating Center. Everything needed for your home decorating. This is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to talk about that today, and we welcome back to the program our special guest. He is Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And we say good morning to Dr. James Grant. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Good to see you again, as always.
Always.
I was reading some releases on colon cancer and absolutely astounded at the number of people that do not get screened for what is probably one of the most curable cancers if you catch it early.
Yeah, that's a pretty sad statement, Art, but you're so right. You know, believe it or not, with all the work we're doing, with all the education, with all the paying for, only 1 out of 4 Michiganders are still getting screened for colon cancer. And like you said, colon cancer, if it's caught early, no one should die from it. That's the key.
It's the second leading cause of death, isn't it?
For sure.
I tell people my story because I want to see them get screened. Two years ago, both my mother and father both died of colon cancer at various times. She was 88, but he was only 64 at the time. And so I'm in a high risk category, and
you're in pretty much the highest risk.
The highest risk category, yeah. So every few years I get a colonoscopy, and 2 years ago, in a routine colonoscopy, they found tubular adenoma, precancer, fairly decent size, and I had a choice of being opened up and a section taken out or getting it done by colonoscopy. So I had it done by colonoscopy, and then I went back a year later for a follow-up, and it was absolutely clean and non-cancerous. But I can't imagine what would have been the outcome if I had not had that colonoscopy.
Well, sadly, Art, we know what the outcome would have been.
That's true.
You saved your life.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
even though it was precancerous, typically in a precancerous polyp or something like that on your colon, how long does it take for it to develop into a cancer?
Well, Art, that's one of the, if there can be a good thing with colon cancer, that's one of them. If you look at some cancers and you hear about, someone was diagnosed and they died, X number of months later. Colon cancer takes a long time to actually grow and then to what we call metastasize, to spread to other parts of the body. That's why the recommendations are for screening, depending on your family history, every 3 to 5 years, sometimes even longer, depending what they see. Because if you can catch something like you had early enough and take care of it early enough and follow up on it appropriately, colon cancer is not going to be your final disease. You will have beat that. You will have gone around that.
Yeah. Well, and people don't realize. I mean, it's a nice rest. They put you to sleep, so you wake up and it's all done.
Hey, Art, that's my business. I'm an anesthesiologist. You know that.
Really? Well, let me tell you.
Thanks for the plug there.
That's all right, but the worst part of it is drinking the stuff. Although this last time,
it's better.
Last time I got the pills.
Yeah.
And that was much easier.
Yeah.
And more effective.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, the recommendations were when I had to have my first colonoscopy, we had to drink the gallons and gallons of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't get to the restroom quick enough.
No. And you couldn't hold it down either.
No. And then the second time, and you had to drink it with all this Gatorade. And the second time, it was actually much better. It was easier, and you only had to do 2 slugs of it. And now we've got pills. So the prep has gotten much better. The prep, some people will say, is the worst part. But at the end of the day, the prep's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad with the pills, but it's still no fun. Especially if you have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do the second round.
Art, have you ever seen my colonoscopy?
I beg your pardon?
Have you ever seen my colonoscopy?
No.
So I figured I had to lead by example. So 2 years ago this month, I had a colonoscopy. I was due for it. And how can I go on the radio, talk to people like Art Lewis and say, you got to get your colon taken care of? I said, I got to lead by example. So I got a camera crew. We have our cameras at home now. And I went through the whole process from when you schedule it to when you go buy your Jell-O and you get to all the prep stuff and the clear liquids to wheeling into the facility to get it done. They filmed it. They came in. My colonoscopy my colon is right out there for everybody to see. Yeah. And then the post effects. So actually, I lived by example, and I screened it and people have actually reached out and said, I saw your video, and you made me want to do it. So if that video actually saved one person's life, I will have accomplished my goal.
Or if this conversation does the same thing. Yeah. I mean, it's it amazed me that the number was like 25 or more % of people that don't get
colonoscopy. Oh, much higher. Unfortunately, it's much higher.
How is it? Is there a racial component?
We know actually about 38% of Asian non-Hispanic residents really don't have the appropriate access to colorectal cancer screening. About 36% of Arab non-Hispanics, 32% Hispanics. American Americans have about a higher incidence rate and a 37% death rate of colon cancer. And these are things we need to actually address communities.
Let me ask about recognizing if you're having a problem. If you've not had a colonoscopy, are there symptoms of rectal problems, colonoscopy, colon problems that you can detect as an individual?
Yeah.
Okay, you're breaking
up. We can talk about symptoms, but the one thing I want to, before we talk about symptoms, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, you're kind of getting a little bit better. Yeah, go ahead. Is
that better? Okay. We can talk. We can talk about symptoms, but the one message before we talk about symptoms is I don't want anybody to think I'll wait until I have a symptom, because so often when the symptoms happen, it's too late. So what are the symptoms? I mean, the symptoms are so generic. A change in bowel habits, everything from constipation to diarrhea to sort of narrow or like pen-like stool. Rectal bleeding with red blood, dark brown or black stool. It could be a whole host of things, but one of which is that there's blood in your stool, blood in your colon. Losing weight without trying. Feeling the need for a bowel movement that doesn't go away even after you've had one. Fatigue and weakness. So those are symptoms, but those are symptoms that could be so many other things too. Don't wait. Symptoms often say you got the symptom. It may be too late though. Go get your screening colonoscopy.
All right, let me ask, because it's all over television, you see the ads for it, these self-screening kits, where you take the sample, send it off. How reliable are those? And what do they replace, if anything?
How's the best way to is they're good but they're not the gold standard.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you think about it, so even if you do it and it's questionable, you're going to end up with colonoscopy anyways.
One way or another.
But if you can't get to it and you can't leave the house, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I've got to take a break. We're talking to Dr. James Grant, Senior Vice President, Chief Medical Officer of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. It is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and we hope you take that seriously and get a colonoscopy. We'll talk more about it, who should get them, when we return with Dr. Grant here on WSGW. Let me talk to you for a moment about your 401k. It's an asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years, even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs, but its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203. Or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills, which pill an adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA. It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
And this is the Fox Business Report. Stocks opened flat after a fresh reading on the job market indicating hiring by private employers was more robust than expected in February. ADP says 242,000 new jobs were created, most of them from service sector companies. Campbell's Soup shares opened up 2%. The food and snack company reported a better than expected holiday quarter. Sales increased, and it's upbeat about this year. Campbell's also makes Prego sauces, Pepperidge Farm cookies, SpaghettiOs, and Snyder's pretzels. Stitch Fix, the subscription fashion service, reported a weaker. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway recently purchased nearly 6 million shares of Occidental Petroleum. Shares opened up nearly 3%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you paying attention to China, Russia, and Ukraine? Any reminders of the Cold War days? If you've been on the fence about buying gold and silver, now is the time to make the call. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, a liberal politician is now saying stay safe and don't wear a mask. I can't wait to find out who that is.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you. We're talking to Dr. James Grant, Senior Vice President, Chief Medical Officer of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So at what age, and I know this number has fluctuated a little bit, at what age should people start getting colonoscopies? And is it the same for men and women?
The age is 45. The age used to be 50. But we've learned a lot since then. Now, 45 is if you have pretty much no family history. If you've got a family history, like we talked about, Art, that number is going to change. Number's going to change, likely to be 40, may even be a little earlier. It's something that you have to have the heart-to-heart discussion with your family physician.
And how about men and women? Is there a difference?
Yeah, it's not really. It's not the same for men and women. 45 is, like I said, pretty much the gold standard that we're looking at now.
Is the rate of cancer the same for both?
Yeah, the rate of cancer is actually the same for both, and as far as colon cancer goes.
So this is one of those non-discriminatory cancers.
Yeah.
So what determines how often you have it? Because I've heard numbers from 3 years, like I do, to 10 years. You know, what's the barometer?
So the barometer is, first of all, there's no single answer. It's the discussion between you and your physician. It depends. If you go in there and you find a little polyp, it may be 5 years. If you go in there and you find a perfectly clean colon and no family history, it may be 10 years. A lot of it's your comfort level. If you feel it every 5 years, you're not going to. If you have made a determination that you're not going to die from colon cancer, you may want to do it every 5 years. It all depends what they see, what your family history is. Those are probably the best things, and it really involves a serious discussion between you and your doctor.
Yeah, and I've had that discussion several times because obviously my family history, and in the first, 4 or 5 colonoscopies that I had, they were clean, so we made them 5 years and it worked fine. This last one, though, pushed us up, so now it's every 3.
Yeah, and it may have been, if you had no family history and it was clean, it may have been 10 or 8.
Yeah, but don't wait. That's the key.
Don't wait.
Don't wait. Get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right when I said it's the second leading cancer killer in the country, isn't it?
It is.
Yet it's probably one of the most preventable.
It is one of the most preventable. No one should die from colon cancer if treated appropriately, if caught early enough, I should say.
Other than the preps, has much changed in the way we do colonoscopies? Because when my dad died back in the 60s, there was no such thing. They had to open him up to see what he had.
Yeah, the technology is better for sure, Art. The access is actually growing. More and more people are out there getting colonoscopies. People that, physicians trained in colonoscopy, colorectal surgeons, gastroenterologists. What's really trained, and I hate to pat myself on the back in my specialty, but as you know, the anesthesia is far different. It's no longer some narcotic and some sedative. It actually are drugs that get you to sleep quickly, get you a good sleep, let them, you'll be relaxed. They take a look 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes later, you wake up and you're ready to go to the pancake house.
Yeah, that's right.
So you say that, Alex. So, when I was actually more clinically active and I'd go and I'd actually do anesthesia for colonoscopies, I'd always ask patients, so where do you want to go to eat? Because, they hadn't eaten for a day and they were always hungry. And it was so intriguing, the number of people that said they wanted to go to the pancake house. And I'd say, do you always go to the pancake house? They said, no, but I do have this urge to go to the pancake house today.
What are you feeding them in that anesthesiology?
I don't know, but they wanted to go to the pancake house. But no, I couldn't be more proud of the drugs that have come out in the past, 20 to 30 years that have made it so simple for you to be relaxed and not be nauseous at the end and not be groggy, awake, alert, moving forward.
I can remember, too, that the procedure itself has changed a lot, because I remember the early days, many, many years ago. They'd blow you up and they'd fill you up with stuff, and the end result was not as pleasant as it is today.
No. And the technology is, even today, they can actually, like you said, you went in there and they took care of your lesion with the colonoscope. Some lesions, 20, 30 years ago, they would have had to do something surgical.
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, if they had to do something surgical, they had to open you. Now we've got robotic surgery that can take care of a lot. So as far as getting to you, sometimes if the scope can't nab the polyp, if there is a cancer, we've got robotic options now. So the big open bellies that we had 20, 30 years ago, we don't see as much of that as we do today. Do we still see some? Yeah, depending on the lesion, depending on the progression, depending on the size, but not like we did in the 80s and 90s.
With the advances in technology today, do you ever see the day where maybe CT scans or MRIs replace the scope itself? We're going to get to that point where the images are good enough?
Do I see that day? Possibly. Do I see that day for screening? Possibly. Has our technology just advanced so much in the past 50 years that if you take that trajectory, we know that we're going to have better technology? There's no doubt. So, we got great technology today. We have so many brilliant scientists and researchers out there. Who knows what's going to come out?
Yeah. Well, listen, as always, thank you for your time. It's an important topic, as we mentioned, second leading cancer death in the country. Preventable, totally preventable. So Go out and get screened. Don't wait.
You got it.
Doc, thanks as always.
Okay, you too, Art.
I'm going to go look for your images now.
Healthiermichigan.org. Or actually, I think you can Google up Dr. Grant's colonoscopy and it pops right up. No pun intended.
Dr. James Grant, thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Art.
Bye-bye now. Dr. Grant, the Senior Vice President, Chief Medical Officer of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We thank him for joining us this morning, and we appreciate his time. We're going to take a break, and then we will be back with more open phones.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. With Skyrizi, you can achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially since you're always growing and changing. But deepening your self-awareness is the key to a happier, more fulfilled life. Therapy is all about that process of self-discovery, because sometimes you don't know what you really want until you talk things through. BetterHelp offers convenient online therapy on your schedule. It's the same professional service you'd get from an in-person therapist, but with the option to communicate when and how you want, by chat, phone, or video call. Plus, getting started is easy. Just go to their site and fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched. Therapists anytime for no additional charge. Start on your own journey of self-discovery with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/growth today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/growth.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to a business of your choice. It's the WSGW Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Enter online at WSGW.com. Win business, you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you're drawn as the winner. Businesses include Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Bay Landscaping, M&R Garage Door and Openers, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Midland Sand Company, The Tech Laboratory, All Seasons Heating and Cooling, Delta Door Sales, Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, Roof Max, Patriot Carpet Cleaning, Cranes L&M Appliance, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Westside Decorating Center, Big Ick Nursery and Garden Center, Mid-Michigan Garage Door, Bonifant Cabinetry, Woolfiles Ace Hardware. The Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Deadline to enter is March 24th. Enter online at WSGW.com.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. And we have open phones for you for the remainder of the hour. But I had a caller ask about the last topic we were discussing with Dr. Grant. Caller asked where I had my colonoscopy done, who did it, and if you can take pills instead of liquid. Okay, I will give you the answers, but I will omit the doctor's names because I don't have permission to use them, and I don't want to get in trouble for doing that. But I will tell you this. My regular colonoscopies, which are about every 3 years, are done here in Saginaw by a gastroenterology doctor who I've been using for years and years and years. He found the initial tubular adenoma. He then told me that if I had the procedure done in Saginaw, they would probably do a section. That is, they would open you up or use robotics and take out a section of your colon. He said, as an alternative, there is a doctor in Detroit who does it with a colonoscopy. And I was sent to Henry Ford in Detroit and had the procedure done there and had the follow-up done there. And it was perfect. Worked like a charm. The other part of his question is, can you take pills instead of liquid? The answer is now, yes. But there's a bunch of them. I forgot now if it's 10 or 12 pills twice. And you drink it with just water. And you do it in the early evening. And then depending on your procedure is, you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and do it again. And the results are better. And the complications of drinking a gallon or more of fluid aren't there. So it really is the way to go. I will tell you this, though. It will cost you money because it is not a generic. It's a high-tier tablet, and it cost me, I think, somewhere under $200 over and above my insurance to get the pills. It was worth every penny of it. I'll tell you that. All right, Don is in Saginaw Township, so let's talk to Don this morning. Don, good morning to you. Don, are you there? Hello, Don. Guys, where's Don?
Hello.
Hello there. There you are.
Yeah, there you are, Art.
What's happening?
Not much. Listen, your colonoscopy or whatever, I had mine done many years ago, and it was perfectly clean, so I never had another one.
Well,
but I have had 2 of these color cards.
Yeah.
I did the first one okay. It was fine. And then my doctor, I don't know, I told him, I says, I've already had it. I don't need to have another one. And he said, when I wasn't going to do it, but I did it, okay? And it was clean again. Thing that people don't get checked. And I had this checked, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago. They had one of these things on. you can check all different parts of your body, with ultrasound.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I had checked was my aorta, because I've never smoked, so I wouldn't worry about my carotid arteries and stuff like that. But I wanted to see what my aorta, take a picture of it, and it was, the right size it should be. So I think you should have that checked.
Oh, listen, I once had a conversation with a friend of mine who he's now retired, but he's a cardiologist, about routine stress tests, and they use ultrasound as part of that, and because most people don't get a stress test unless they're ready to go into surgery or something of that nature, or they're having a heart problem. But I would definitely consider regular stress tests.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway,
just get your exercise and don't smoke.
Yeah.
Now, one more question.
All right.
This is his name Mesa. Mesa is he coming back this year or what?
Say that again.
The kid for
Mesa. Oh, Michael Mesa.
Mesa.
Yeah, he'll probably be on the ice. I would guess could be as soon as this weekend. I know he's been skating. His knees swelling has gone way down, and it's much better, and he's walking normally. So hopefully he will be back on the ice soon.
And hopefully they'll play better at home, huh? I mean, guys,
yeah, that's been a bugaboo. They're great on the road, but boy, they've had problems at home. So hopefully,
I mean, their goalie was unbelievable a couple of
games
ago.
59
shots.
saves. Yep.
I mean, they stole that game.
Yep. All right, good enough, Don.
All right,
take care. Bye-bye. And let's talk to Delmar. Delmar, sorry I took you out of order, but go ahead. We got you on now.
All right, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
2 questions for you. What do you think of all these new baseball rules and make plates larger, 40% larger, so that's only 89 feet between bases?
I'm not a fan. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like baseball the way it was. And I just think that they're taking away some of the beauty of the game. It's a human game played by humans, judged by humans. And I liked it that way. I'm not going to be in the majority. I know that it's going to happen anyway. Because I will say this, as much as I love the game, they have gotten in many cases obnoxiously long. And I do resent having to watch every player after every swing get out, fiddle with their gloves, beat their shoes. And I know they all have routines and they're superstitious and all of that stuff. But it's getting a little tiring.
It's all going to be timed now.
Yeah, it's all going to be timed. You got to be in the batter's box in a certain amount of time. You got to throw a pitch in a certain amount of time. So I don't know. I mean, for example, and these are the things I don't know. The pitch clock, does it start when the batter steps back into the batter's box? Because if the pitch clock is on the pitcher, but the batter doesn't step back in a timely fashion, how do you penalize the pitcher? So I don't know.
It's considered a ball if he doesn't pitch within that 15 seconds.
Yeah.
It's automatically a ball now. Got a second question for you, and you probably don't know too much about this yet, but if you can look it up and read about it, so I can give you a call back next week. It's something that's going to affect the whole United States.
What's that?
And that's the Arkansas House Bill 1410.
What is that about?
Well, this is really controversial because it'll go to the Arkansas Supreme Court. And
well, what's it about?
7 out of the 9. It's about lowering the child labor rules and lowering the age of where they can work.
Really?
And this all came about. Yeah, this all came about 13-year-olds working in slaughterhouses. You probably saw that on the news.
I did.
Well, Arkansas wants to make it legal, and Sarah Huckabee says that she would sign this bill, and it involves 8 other states as well because they'll have slaughterhouses and poultry.
Well, Arkansas could not make rules that apply to the other states. They can only apply to the company in that state, But
the problem is all these 8 other states also have
They'll look at it, yeah.
They'll look at it, and the thing is, they'll go to the state Supreme Court, and then from there, they'll go to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah. I would not
They
be.
want to lower the age of children down to 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in favor of that.
And they can work in the slaughterhouse, but then what's going to happen then with these right-to-work states,
Yeah, I would not be in favor of that. Not at all.
Bill, if you can, and I'll give you a call back next week, or maybe I'll see you at the Wawa Car Fest again.
Yeah, never know. Here you go, Delmar. All right. Look forward to it.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye now. I would not be in favor of that. I think child labor laws are there for a reason. I mean, I understand family farms and things of that nature, but put a 13-year-old at work in a slaughterhouse, that doesn't make sense to me. All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be back.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Caggianos, it's keeping their yard pristine with a John Deere Z530MC track mower. Because it's not just a yard, it's a gathering place.
Work and play kind of meld together for us.
They run a brewery, harvest their own hops, and keep things tidy.
People say, what are you? Are you a farmer or a brewer? So I say, I'm a farmer brewer.
You love what you do. It's not really work. Run with us on a Z530M mower and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest-rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to you. Take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
The WSGW Morning Team.
A lot of people are trying to figure this one out because it's misspelling of a person's name, and this person is a historical figure. He's associated with baseball, but as a lot of people are pointing out, you don't even really have to be a baseball fan with the historical significance that Jackie Robinson is known for, bringing the color in baseball. Well, apparently in New York, there's a road sign in Queens, which was put up, and because they have a section of road, it's called Jackie Robinson Parkway. And when they put the sign up, they unfortunately spelled it Jackie, and they forgot to put the C in his name. Jakie. Missed the C. Yeah, and they put the sign up. The New York Department of Transportation might have missed it, but a lot of other people didn't. That's the kind of situation that even if I was sure, I might check anyway and say, I know it's spelled this way, but someone just look at it to make sure that I didn't screw up. It's such as Denise, for example.
People never ask me. They just spell it the common way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, and we're back with you. There we are. Couldn't find my microphone for a minute there. Back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of the hour. I want to talk about this for a moment. I'll probably tick a lot of people off, but that's life. In the news, you've heard Tucker Carlson on Fox receive 41,000 hours of video from the January 6th incursion into the Capitol building by the folks that were there. Now, I watched it live when it happened, and I've seen lots of videos since of various parts of it. To not call it a riot is to totally challenge your own credibility. But what's happened is Carlson has cherry-picked out of 41,000 hours of video just those pieces that makes his point. He doesn't want to call it a riot. He said it was a peaceable tourist thing. Come on. That destroys credibility. And I'm going to say something now that I know is going to upset a lot of people, but that's life. If you are a Trump supporter, this will not help your candidate, in my opinion. In my opinion, most people are beyond it, and they don't want to see selectively edited video that only ignores the reality. I'm sorry. That's the way I see things. I see them for what they are, not what I want them to be. Sure, I'd love to say, they didn't riot. They just walked in the Capitol and visited. So I guess I'll ignore those people that sprayed the police, broke the glass, climbed the walls, put their feet up on Pelosi's desk, and all of that. I'll ignore that. I'll only show you video. People peacefully walking through the hallways. That is not what happened. And it is not going to help Donald Trump. That's just my observation. And I put myself out there because that's who I am. I don't look at things through rose-colored glasses that only see things my way. I see what's before me and I call it as I see it. And what I see here is a ratings grab. He's in the top of the news today. And I'll tell you what, when media and journalism personalities become the news, it's not news anymore. It's entertainment. And he's gotten lots of publicity, and a lot of people are going to tune in to see what Tucker Carlson says next. But I don't think this is his finest hour. Tom is in Bay City. He's going to be our last caller. Tom, good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Art. Good show today.
Thank you.
Hey, I don't know that Tucker Carlson's the only one politicizing the issue, though. For example,
I'm not saying he is.
Sure. But the hearing itself is political.
Absolutely, and I've said that.
They've edited video, edited recommendations from, don't we just, I agree with you, let's get past it. Let him have his ratings, let people watch it. The people they're going to believe, common sense has the common sense. I think just the fact that we're all talking about it has given him too much publicity. I like Tucker. I like Fox News. I don't agree with this slant, only because I agree with you, it's for ratings. But frankly, the whole darn thing's been political from the day it happened.
Yeah, well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you. I'm just talking about this most recent. But you're absolutely right. Those January 6th hearings were as political as anything I've ever seen. And I said that at the time, and I'll stick by it. I mean, it's all about politics. And it's unfortunate in this day and age that we seem to have lost common sense, and everything has to be looked at through political glasses. And I know people that live that way. Everything in life has got a political overtone to it. I can't do that.
Sure. No, I can appreciate that. We need more people that can agree with. Just because you're a conservative doesn't mean you can't agree with somebody, or just because you're a liberal doesn't mean you can't agree on a point.
Absolutely.
We're just to the point where we're disagreeing with people because they're a DNR or liberal or conservative. That's crazy.
Yep. All right. Good enough. Tom, I appreciate the call.
Hey, thanks a lot.
You bet. Bye-bye now. Had a caller say, thank you for being truthful with the Tucker Carlson points. Well, you're welcome. I hope I'm always truthful. I try and be. All right, we're going to take a break and come back and close out.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today. Date 885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Mid-Michigan Garage Door in Midland. You're going to get half off a garage door tune-up. That's a $100 value for just $50. The tune-up includes a full lubrication of your door, spring tension and opener chain adjustment, and an inspection for possible future issues. Only valid for residential garage doors within a 50-mile radius of their Midland office. Head over to RocketGrabPlus.com to snag your deal before they run out.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a... Pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Tom Sullivan, weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Oh, correction. He's now on at 6. We'll have to change that promo. Forgot about that. All right. That'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. Back tomorrow with lots more. Coming up on Focus right after the news. We'll learn about the MidMichigan K9 Academy. But news is first here on WSGW, both the national and international news from CBS and the local report. We'll be back after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The Justice Department's just launched a review of the Memphis Police Department, an analysis of the use of force and specialized units in response to the death of Tyree Nichols 2 months ago. Council heard from residents.
Citizens of Memphis are frightened like they've never been before and tired of living in fear.
And they approved new department reforms. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Brownsville, Texas, where 2 Americans freed in Mexico are being treated after the attack and kidnapping that left 2 dead.
38-year-old Eric Williams is recovering from surgery at the hospital after he was shot in the leg during that attack. Now, his wife told me when FBI agents showed up to her front door, she was shocked. U.S. officials are working to get the bodies back of the other 2 victims on American soil, but we don't have a timetable for that just yet.
Now to Washington. Origins of COVID.
All of the witnesses, including former CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield, agreed on this question from Republican Subcommittee Chair Brad Wenstrup. Does the origin of COVID matter to protect the globe from future pandemics? Beginning with senior fellow Jamie Metzel at the Atlantic Council.
100% absolutely and completely yes.
Lawmakers blamed everyone from China to former President Trump to infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci, while stressing the importance of keeping such a pandemic from occurring again. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
China and Russia are the top threats to the U.S. That's what security officials are telling the Senate Intelligence. Virginia Democrat Mark Warner.
I think the very nature of national security is undergoing a profound transformation. National security in 2023 is not the same as it was in 1993, for that matter, in 2003.
New documents released in the Dominion voting machines lawsuit against Fox News reveal TV hosts were aware the 2020 election was fair, but played to the audience. CBS's John Dickerson.
The important thing in the filing is that the people who are telling the audience what the audience wants to hear privately are saying that they know what they're saying or what they're allowing on their air to be said is not true. If you stray and tell them something, the news executives were saying, no, you got to get back to telling them what they want to hear.
For the West Coast, here it comes again, another major storm. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen.
This time around, it looks like the bulk of the moisture will be to the north of Los Angeles. The central and northern sections of California, right on up into lower Oregon, are going to be affected severely.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 106 points. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual cut insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This is Rachel from the SBRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Support our all-year-round market with delicious eats and retail therapy. Global flavors from El Farlito, American favorites from Iron Dragon Pastry, retail therapy from Jazzy Social Tea. Now open, we welcome Stiff and more. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SBRC Marketplace at 203 South Washington. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Offering lunch specials, full bar with over 20 Michigan and local brews on tap, and the best burgers on Riverfront. Get on board with your choice of Michigan beer, cider, mimosa, and whiskey flights. Have a special event? We offer food and alcohol catering inside and off-site. Contact us at 989-751-0133. For more information, get on board and support small.
By Boehringer Ingelheim. Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, is one of the more common forms of progressive fibrosing interstitial lung diseases, with symptoms including breathlessness during activity, a dry and persistent cough, chest discomfort, fatigue, and weakness. There are more than 200 lung disorders that can lead to pulmonary fibrosis, an irreversible scarring of lungs that can negatively impact lung function, quality of life, and may become life-threatening. While approved treatments for people living with these diseases can help slow disease progression, new therapies are needed to help potentially stop progression. Fortunately, there is new research underway to assess the safety and efficacy of an patients with IPF, and other progressive ILDs. This is part of Boehringer Ingelheim's Phase 3 Global Fibroneer program. To learn more about Fibroneer and eligibility requirements, visit fibroneer-ipf.longboat.com and fibroneer-ild.longboat.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Very cloudy skies and 34 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchap. Several Nashville Township Animal Shelter following a search by law enforcement on Monday. According to the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department, a search warrant was executed at Amazing Grace Animal Rescue after a complaint regarding allegations that included multiple public health violations. Officials say that as a result of the search, numerous severely sick cats and dogs were removed and taken to the Saginaw County Animal Care and Control. The incident is still under investigation and no charges have been filed at this time. Bay City Commissioners voted against a disorderly conduct ordinance on Monday. The ordinance was introduced February 20th, full of City Commission meetings, which sometimes went into recess after outbursts from attendees. The ordinance stated anyone who disrupts a City Commission meeting after being warned can be charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct. However, the Commission majority turned down the proposed ordinance in a 4-5 vote. The Consumers Energy Foundation is calling for entries in the annual Put Your Town on the Map pitch competition. The competition will provide $50,000 for big ideas in Michigan's small towns. It provides funding for 3 projects that help small communities in Michigan grow and thrive. Communities with up to 10,000 residents through April 7th. 10 finalists will be selected to make their pitches at the Small Town and Rural Development Conference in June. The top 3 winners will receive grants worth $25,000, $15,000, and $10,000 respectively. For more information, visit consumersenergy.com/foundation. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
EFPTOZ.
What are you doing?
Testing my doubler vision.
Doubler vision?
So I don't miss the doubler message on my daily games tickets.
For a limited time, Michigan Lottery is printing doubler messages on random daily 3 and 4 box and 2-way tickets. If your winning ticket has it, you double your prize winnings.
Ooh, move over.
Hey.
EFP. You can play at this game.
Don't miss daily 3 and 4 doubler days from the Michigan Lottery. Smart. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. State lawmakers will be holding a hearing next week seeking answers from officials with DTE and Consumers Energy about recent large-scale power outages. In late February and early this month, hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses across the state lost power due to 2 winter storms. In some cases, it took a week or more to get everyone's power restored. State Representative Helena Scott has announced on March 15th the Energy, Communications, and Technology Committee will listen to testimony from the chair of the Michigan Public Service Commission. Scott, who chairs the committee, says it is important to find out what needs to be done to ensure residents are Michigan Governor signed a bill Tuesday to decrease taxes, retirement income, and boost the credit that benefits low-wage workers, while vowing to follow the law on a potential cut in the state's income tax. Cheryl Fritz with the Michigan News Source has the details.
Whitmer's signature at a press conference at the Capitol capped more than a decade of political debate over a tax code overhaul. Then Republican Governor Rick
11. That past GOP-backed legislation was wide-ranging, but included provisions to subject more retiree income to taxation and to slash the earned income tax credit from 20% of the federal credit to 6%. Democrats won control of the House and Senate in November for the first time in 40 years. For Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz.
There have been a number of lung infections involving paper mill workers in Delta County in the UP. WLUC reports there have been 11 cases documented so far. Public Health Delta and Menominee County's director, Dr. Robert Yin, sent a memo to medical providers that says all men are showing respiratory symptoms, chest films consistent with pneumonia. The department says it's not identified a source of the fungal infection. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology. For today, we'll see a good deal of sunshine with high temperatures working up into the upper 30s. Lower winds out of the north and northeast at 5 to 15. Then for tonight, partly cloudy, dropping back to a low of 25. For Thursday, clouds in the increase with mid-30s for high temperatures. And then Thursday night, we'll have snow developing late, around an inch of nighttime snowfall, low of 28 degrees. Snow then likely on Friday, around 3 inches of snowfall, breezy northeast winds, a high of 32. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 26 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WS. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. And our program brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at GetRoofMax.com, RoofMax with 2 X's. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax. We are awaiting a call from James Blau with the MidMichigan K9 Academy. And as soon as we get him on the line, we will chat with him about the Academy and what it's up to. I know they've been training a mascot for the Saginaw Spirits. So let's see if we can get in contact with him and find out what's happening at the Academy. And I know I have a question for him because I have a 9-year-old Shih Tzu who needs training, to say the least. Oh my goodness, it's just I call him the Tasmanian Devil. He's so much fun, but he doesn't listen very well. Let's put it that way. Let's just say he doesn't listen well. Leave it at that. So we will anticipate a call from James and what's happening with him at the Academy. Note here to get that done. All right. In the meantime, well, we've got him on the line. All right. We say good morning to Jim Blau, James from the MidMichigan K9 Academy. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. I apologize. I was expecting you to call me.
Oh,
my mistake.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Glad to talk to you.
I'm glad to talk to you, too. You are in the process of training a mascot for the Saginaw Spirit, which is going to be interesting because most mascots only have 2 legs. This one has 4. Now, he's a beautiful.
He has a couple more.
He's a beautiful dog too. We saw him at the last game, and it's interesting. So I have a question for you. I've got a 9-year-old Shih Tzu who has never been trained.
Okay.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks? As the saying goes.
Absolutely. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because they have patterns and habits, just like a human builds habits over time. But they can definitely learn different ways, and that's what we specialize in.
Yeah. I'd love them for just to learn the basics of sit and come and you know and do the things you're supposed to do. But it's our fault because we never, you know, we never followed through with training like you should. And it's more than just what you do, isn't it? The dog owner has to take ownership of this, doesn't it?
They absolutely do. I generally find that a lot of the dog behavioral issues are actually the dog owner issues, and they just carry into the dog.
Guilty.
So if you want a good dog, you really do have to spend a little time with them.
So, you know, how long does it take to teach a dog some of the basics? Like, you know, you want to teach a dog to sit. How long does it really take to do that till it's implanted in that dog's brain?
It's a matter of repetition. It's kind of like sports or anything else. If you want to learn how to shoot a basket, you just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it the right way. And so you build those neural pathways in their brain so that when you tell them the command, they do it. But it really doesn't take that long, especially for the simple things like sit, down, stay. So like with our program, we have a 1-week doggy boot camp, and we'll do about 12 training sessions each day with each dog. And they know those basic commands along with to come when they're called or to walk on a loose leash without pulling or jumping out towards other dogs or people. So we can usually do that within a week, get them a really solid foundation and good dog behavior.
Now, when you say a boot camp, does the dog stay with you for the week? Is that the way that works?
Yes, we have a facility out here on Midland Road, and really beautiful kennels, beautiful training rooms, and some really nice yards. And my trainers get here at 7 in the morning and start training. And they have some play times to, get a little socialization. And we do pack walks with a bunch of dogs at the same time, just so they can get used to working with other dogs. Because some of the dogs that come in don't play well with other dogs or get too excited and things like that. A lot of families are nodding their heads right now saying, yeah, whenever someone comes over to the house, my dog goes crazy. So whether it's happy or it's guarding them or whatever it's doing. So we deal with those issues every day. And we found our program is really successful in helping the owner.
So does the owner come out to those sessions, or do you take the dog for a week and you do the training?
We do the training, but at the end of the week, we have what we call a coaching session, and we give the owners the tools and techniques to carry the good behavior on and to carry on the training for the rest of their lives with the dog. Yeah, and we found that to be really effective. And then we also offer what we call a graduation package, which is a couple more private lessons for very cheap, just to encourage the people to come in and do the follow-ups so that when they do see that a dog needs a little fine-tuning, and then work on that issue and make sure everything works as planned when they go home.
And is it I'll go back to where I started, is it any different for an older dog as opposed to a young pup?
Well, the puppies don't necessarily have the habits in their mind yet. So you have your own challenges with puppies that are very young because their brain isn't fully mature. It's harder for them to maybe practice impulse control and some other things because those sections of the brain haven't developed yet. On the other hand, with the older dogs, they have habits, and if you introduce them to some training, they may look at you like, what the heck?
Yeah, I've seen that look.
Right, and you know exactly what it is when you see it. They cock their heads, perk up their ears, and like, hey, you're not really going to do this, are you?
Yeah.
So you just work through it, and actually you often find that working past that what the heck look on their face and getting them to engage and do it, they actually start enjoying it, they respect you more, and then they like you more because when they see you as a firm pack leader, then they're attached to you. And what you think is being mean is really just being firm enough to show that I'm taking care of you and I'm going to show you what I want. And then their stress actually reduces because you know what you want.
Yeah. All right, Jim, hang on. Hang on. I got to take a break, and we will be back. We're talking to Jim Blau from MidMichigan K9 Academy, and we'll get your contact information and all that good stuff, too. We talk to you about Krizak's House Family Restaurant, proud to be a business that serves the area in the finest in dining and takeout services. Grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving all of you once again. Every day is takeout day at Krizak's. Today from 11 to 7, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 8. Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. For takeouts, reservations, for parties and events, call them at 989-894-5531. Krizak's House.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you 5% APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Capocco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today, and Capocco will help your best financial support. Short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit Capocco.org for more information or talk to a member service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSW online poll banning TikTok, citing national security concerns. The U.S. government has banned the use of TikTok on federal devices. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is Chinese-owned, and officials are concerned the Chinese government could access personal data. TikTok executives say that the Chinese government isn't asking for data, and even if they did, they wouldn't supply it anyway. Now there's even talk of banning TikTok in the entire country. Been some legislation introduced.
If it is a foreign-based technology that poses a national security risk, we're going to give the Secretary of Commerce the ability to do a series of mitigation up to and including banning.
The CEO of TikTok, by the way, is set to testify at a House committee hearing on March 23rd. So what do you think about the banning of TikTok? Should it be banned from government devices but still be available to everybody? Banned in the country, not available at all. Or you don't think it should be banned at all for government or anyone else? Or you're not sure? Make your vote. You head to WSW.com. Scroll down the homepage. Find the poll box. Make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, talking to Jim Blau from MidMichigan K9 Academy about getting your pooch properly trained, and they are doing that right now for a mascot for the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. So let me, before I forget to do this, is there a website where people can get more information?
Absolutely. It's mid-Michigan K9 Academy.com. And we also have a Facebook presence by the same thing, MidMichigan K9 Academy. Look at videos on there. There's tips on things that you can do with your dog, and an inside look at what we do and how we do it, and some great looks at Henry the hockey dog, the new mascot for the Saginaw Spirit. And that team right there and Craig Goslin, they have been great, and it's such a fun project. In fact, we're going to be out there Saturday night at the Spirit game, and Henry is going to high-five the players when they come out to the ice.
Good. Well, I will be there, and I'll be down there, so I will look for that. I will look for that.
Awesome, so I look forward to seeing you.
Let me ask you this, Jim. So let's talk about your 1 week, because I saw on your site that there are different lengths of stay and all of that, but the 1 week program, what happens in that program? How does it work?
Well, the owners bring the dogs usually on a Sunday, and we talk to them a little bit about their lifestyle, what kinds of things that the dogs encounter during a typical week or month with them. And then we design a training regimen specifically for that dog. And then every day that dog's going to go through a variety of exercises, kind of like a high school or college curriculum where you have different subjects to it, whether it's leash walking or recall or impulse control, and even just basic commands. They'll go through all these different things, but because I think all these things work together to make a well-rounded and well-behaved dog. And then, of course, we're going to focus that week on the special issues for that family to help the dog fit in with their unique lifestyle.
And what's after that week? All right, the week is done. What's the responsibility of the owner?
So, as I mentioned, we'll do a coaching session with them, and what we like to come in, whoever's involved in the dog's life or lives at the house, and that way they can all learn the proper responses to the dog's behavior. So if everybody's giving the dog a consistent message, then the dog realizes, hey, nobody's happy when I jump up, or I'm obnoxiously friendly, or whatever. When they say sit, I sit, and everybody expects it, not just the one person. So when the family gets together and starts providing that consistent messaging, they just see a transformed dog and amazing results.
And that's the critical point is everybody has to be on the same page, don't they?
Yeah, it helps dramatically.
Because we confuse the dog most of the time, don't we? I know I do.
It's interesting. We don't. Yeah. We're just from a different family. Humans and apes are different than dogs and canines and stuff. And so things like putting our arm around a dog, for instance, is perceived as domination, where among humans, that's a move of friendship, you know, of endearment. So just things like that. So once we understand that the dogs don't think of stuff quite the same way we do, we can get along a lot better with them and kind of speak their.
All right. Again, the website is Michigan K9 Academy. It's K and the number 9 with no dash. So Michigan K9 Academy.com. Jim, we'll be in touch, and appreciate your time this morning, and look forward to seeing you at the game Saturday.
All right. Thank you, Art. I'll see you Saturday.
Have a good one. We'll talk more. Take care. Jim Blau from the Mid-Michigan K9 Academy. And we'll take our last break, come back, find out what's happening in the marketplace.
Liberty Bridge is cool downtown and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time